As far as what I was discussing in the last video, regarding the vital force and Frankenstein, I think there are other questions that it raises as well, right? Um, and there's similar questions as you would when you're dealing with the idea of God, right? Um, it's like if indeed in Frankenstein that this vital force, so-called, can be manipulated in certain ways, if indeed at its core it really is a ghost story that we're dealing with, is was the actual um, I don't know what you call it, the soul of the monster, the what basically the makeup of what makes the monster him, right? The essence, was that arbitrary? Is it like pulling something out of the hat, or was it all sort of predetermined in some way? Was there a specific reason why it was that person that had emerged versus anybody else? And I guess this is where we get into a lot of logistical um, problems, right? And this is something that I remember Christopher Hitchens, who's a social commentator, he passed away, I think, a few years ago, when he's discussing religion. This is what he gets into as well. It's like, well, what if there is indeed other forces out there, like God, for example? Um, why wouldn't it be completely indifferent to us? Why would it single us out and choose us, right? And there's a lot of that same kind of spooky question when you look at the story of Frankenstein. It's like, well, was the Dr. Frankenstein really singled out for this purpose? Was the being even aware at some level, or before even coming into the world, that this would be his fate? Or is all of it just by happenstance? You know, and when you think of it that way, it starts to actually make the whole idea seem even less plausible. Because it seems to skip so many steps. It's like, well, if there is a vital force out there, how not only would we be able to manipulate it, but how would we be able to? How would you even be able to communicate with this? Has there always been some sort of interplay between those forces and us, or did he just suddenly one day stumble upon it by simply having electricity run through a dead body? You know, it's so many things fall apart. But I don't think that Mary Shelley actually really bought into it. As I mentioned, I think that she really was using it as a metaphor for something. Perhaps a metaphor for just the hubris of scientists, like it's some sort of fever dream that that a scientist would have. I mean, not that I think that Dr. Frankenstein was hallucinating, but I think she's maybe it's even satire what she was imagining, the scientific community would think that they would be capable of.